wrong thing driving our record case numbers. Among the most concerning cases, a COVID patient who's tonight on the run from a hotspot. Police and health authorities have issued an urgent appeal.
Anthony Karam knows he's COVID positive when he steps into this public lift. Already breaking so many rules, he doesn't bother to cover his mouth as he sneezes and splutters. The 27-year-old is still infectious but has gone missing from his Wentworth Point apartment. A warrant now issued for his arrest.
This 27-year-old chap, who apparently has expressed the view that he doesn't care less whether he spreads the virus, is one example of the worst.
Dude, I fucking love Australia so much.
Nice shirt, Dad.
I love Australia so much because it's like they take COVID so fucking seriously. They take COVID so fucking seriously that like one guy with COVID knowingly fucking walks out of their apartment. They have like super strict restrictions, by the way. Like their restrictions are insane, dude. They have like, apparently you're like locked away under quarantine, and there's like military members like walking through the hallways of the hotel that you have to stay in and shit like that. Okay? Like it's wild out there. And hey, by the way, they're fucking taking this shit super seriously from what I understand. Like, I mean, they've demonstrably taken this seriously, and that's precisely why they did not really have that gigantic of a problem with respect to people dying from COVID. Like, in the state of Florida alone, I was looking at this last night, 42,000 people died of COVID in the state of Florida alone. Let's see. How many people died in Australia of COVID?
Thanks.
There were less cases in Australia than fucking nearly the same number of cases total in Australia as there were deaths in Florida, dude. 900 deaths. So, excuse me for looking at Australia and wagging my finger at Australia, a country that has been able to deal with this pandemic in significantly better ways than most of the Western world. Okay? For those of you who want to know, wait, hold on. I don't even know what the Australian population is, but let's look. So Australia's population is 25 million, right? 25.36 million people living in Australia, all right? Living in Australia, mate. The Florida population is 21 million. So, put that in your fucking tobacco pipe and smoke on it, right? Florida's got less people. He's got fucking almost the same number of deaths as they have the number of fucking cases. So, excuse me if I'm gonna fucking look at Australia and not wag my fucking finger, because it seems like they're doing a good fucking job with dealing with COVID. Dude, for the record, for people who are saying population density, significant factor. Absolutely right. You are so correct. Okay? You are so correct about that. But there is no such thing as like a multiplier, a force multiplier. When you look at a state like Florida that's diverse, there's urban environments where there's like heavy population density. Same with Australia, by the way. And then there is less dense environments, right? But it's not a fucking multiplier to this degree. Like, that's insane, dude. You cannot look at that and be like, oh, it's because Australia is just like, you know, way, way, way less dense. Like, you just can't say that. especially because Australia, just like Florida, has dense areas, like rural areas that are not dense, and then super fucking densely populated cities as well. So, and for the record, I just want to show you once again Florida COVID deaths,
11 months
and cases. In the state of Florida, there have been 3 million cases, 42,252 deaths.
Why does this Hassan guy keep referring to
Okay,
our house as
Florida's population
my
is
house?
21 million.
We all paid for it.
In Australia, the population is 25 million, more than fucking Florida, for the state of Florida, all right? And they've only had 44,000, almost 45,000 fucking cases. Half of that being Tom Hanks and his fucking wife and shit, you know? You American blokes, you're fucking coming down to Australia, you're getting COVID, all right? You're fucking spreading COVID like you're spreading freedom. 900 fucking deaths total. All right? You fucking kidding me?
10 months and still excited for your reactions. Looking forward to your react to last week tonight today. Hassle.
Sorry. Excuse me if I feel like I'm not in a fucking position to talk shit on Australia.
Also, I love your streams. All of them. No matter.
Our country is
the
literally
content,
Europe,
I
Florida.
feel like
Worse than
I've
Florida
learned a
actually is
shit
the
ton
fastest
from you.
spread
I
per
literally
capita in the
have
world
your
right now,
channel
according to New York
shorts
Times, and no one's
playing
getting
my
vaxxed literally because of
pretty much
imported
all day
hog
long.
propaganda. Get me off this ride. Oh, Jesus.
No more drama means more opportunity to start Path of Exile Parej.
Australia's population density map? Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Like I mentioned, fucking Florida and Australia have incredibly densely populated areas. Okay?
Yo.
And then areas where no one lives. But even if this was like all rural, okay? Even if the entirety of Australia was dominated by fucking emus, and that's why they weren't able to fucking build cities, because the fucking emus came in and they destroy the fucking cities, bro.
Almost time for the
They destroy the fucking cities, mate. Even if they did that, okay? Even if like emus just destroyed any sort of like societal formation and it was all spread out, the population density factor would not be a fucking 40x force multiplier. You are out of your fucking... You're over your gob, mate. You're out of your fucking mind, mate. All right? Australia lost to the fucking birds. And then they learned better
Less than 3.
on better managing pandemics and epidemics. Your accent's like American war involvement. The further you get, the more embarrassing it gets. Here is the fucking Florida population density. All right. Population per square mile. All right, let's fucking take a look. It's per square kilometer. All right, well, you got fucking imperial units for the other one. I can't do fucking math, mate.
Yo.
You fucking kidding me, mate? I don't agree with some of the most of your takes, but thanks for combating a lot of the shit you got with your Taliban Afghan topic.
Speaking of goalposts, Mr. Pillow has pushed back his prediction on Trump's reinstatement until the end of the year. "7 months. My due date is close. Will you be there?" Hassle.
So, anyone that died at the beginning of the spread, they put a tag on anyone, and everyone that died from anything, car wrecks and suicides, all claimed as COVID-19 deaths, so the death toll are hyped up by hospitals for money. Yeah, no, totally, dude. You're so right. Yeah, that's totally what happened, dude. Literally the easiest dunked upon point. You're just demonstrating how fucking idiotic you are, because there are death numbers that you can compare to previous years. Okay? So when you look at the CDC's very own information, okay, and you look at how many people died at that same time frame as COVID existed in this country, let's say from January till now,
8 months.
okay, and you compare that to the previous years, you will recognize that the number of extra deaths, okay, the number of extra deaths perfectly line up with COVID. So if you're saying that these people died of suicide, or if these people died of car crashes, when there was a fucking shutdown, lockdown, when there was less fucking foot traffic out to begin with,
Lucky 13th
okay,
month Pogu.
I have family that died both and on their death certificate are COVID. Okay, well, you are a fucking idiot, okay? 1, that is an anecdote. 2, you're making up that anecdote. 3, it doesn't fucking matter because you cannot account for what I am saying. Okay? Luckily, unless you are an absolute baboon, okay? Unless you are an absolute fucking imbecile, you recognize that, like, oh man, my fucking family died of a car crash and suicide, but then they tagged him as COVID. Like, unless you're a fucking idiot, you have to address the 600,000 people that died. You have to address how they died. This is something that this was something I dunked on a year ago. Do you understand? This is something that I literally fucking dunked on a year ago, and you're still in here fucking bringing back like old ass COVID misinformation.
I hope there hasn't been any malarkey today.
Wouldn't a global pandemic greatly change deaths by suicide and car accident, though? Yes, it would.
Enjoy the house
It would significantly decrease the number of fucking car accidents, considering the fact that traffic was limited. Did you ever drive during COVID? I sure did. And let me tell you, it was one of the greatest experiences of all time to be able to fucking drive down Los Angeles streets with not a single other fucking car on the road at times when there's normally bumper to bumper fucking traffic. Roads were empty, dude. It was awesome.
Kiss me, Hasan.
That was earlier on, though, right? Okay, it still doesn't matter because the excess deaths cannot attribute for fucking 600,000 car crashes, dude. That is psychotic. Car accidents actually went up slightly by like 100 nationwide during COVID. People are psychos. Like, even if car accidents did go up, okay, legitimately went up.
Not gonna make the obvious baby
because
joke.
there was less traffic and people were driving more irresponsibly. Okay, if they went up by 1%, you are out of your fucking mind to attribute 600,000 extra deaths to these random car crashes, dude. And not only that, but in order to make this conspiracy work, you have to literally claim, okay, that every doctor and every nurse in this fucking country and internationally were in on this conspiracy. And I don't mean conspiracy theory, which is what you're doing, but a conspiracy to like manufacture this narrative that COVID is actually killing people. You would have to have like more than 1 million healthcare professionals, more than maybe even 100 million healthcare professionals worldwide get together in unison, even in areas where healthcare is not dictated by the profit motive, okay? They would all have to get together and lie together. That is impossible. That's why a lot of these like gigantic conspiracies are impossible. Because there are so many people that would have to be in on it that hiding it would be impossible. So you, my friend, are a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, but you are. But don't worry, you're not alone. We're going to talk about a lot of idiots today. Let's get back to Straya for a second, okay? And then afterwards, we'll talk about all of the other stuff that is going on. with respect to the FDA authorization and how the hogs have decided to change their messaging. For months on end, I said...
only 2 Middle East messes caused by the United States.
For months on end, I said that you're straight up wrong on the car thing. I'm straight up wrong on the car thing. I said even if car accidents went up by 1% because there was less traffic, so people were driving more irresponsibly, that still does not account for 600,000 additional deaths. Okay? It does not.
Almost year pog.
The excess death data straight up disproves this narrative. Anyway, I can't believe one person. You
are the first person who put my worldview into words. Thank you. I didn't know I wasn't alone until you.
Even though it was one person, it's a common conspiracy that people advocate for all the time that we had addressed, but it doesn't matter. In 2020, there was a 375K COVID deaths in America. The excess deaths were at 520K. Yearly average of people dying in the U.S. of car crashes is 38,000. Yeah, I guess they fucking all, that number increased greatly to it 10x. 10x. And then there was an international conspiracy by healthcare professionals that wanted to change these like car accident crashes to like actual COVID deaths. Anyway.
5 months.
Millions of people die every year. Okay? Every year. Some to the fucking top of the hour ad break. That's why the real pandemic and the real pandemic response that we have to talk about here is the ad break recovery response. Death.
Voluntarily choosing
Let's talk about it.
Is praxis.
At the top of the hour, every hour, there's a 60-second ad break. I irresponsibly debate people into the ad break transition, the segue, like I'm Sean motherfucking Hannity. But many of you already know that there is a way to avoid the ad break, the fatalities from the ad break, and that is by subscribing, either for $5 a month with a subscription, or free with a Twitch Prime subscription, or with an ad blocker, or with a VPN. But Twitch Prime is free if you have an Amazon Prime account. Here's the ad break now. I was watching a YouTube video earlier that someone made a 21-minute compilation of my top ad break transitions.
Ad break at the top of the hour every hour, which you can avoid with a Twitch Prime ad blocker or...
Okay. I shitted. I'm sorry to hear that. Your offliners are some of the nicest people I've ever met. Yes, they're incredible. Offliners are the backbone of this community, much like the gaming watchers. They're great. Even though my community overall is great, every part of this community is fucking awesome. I even love the hate watchers, man. It's good content, you know? I make content out of all of it. I make content out of the fucking ad breaks that I need to do.